Hello guys, and welcome to this video where I'll go through my first thoughts on the new GPT Image 1.5 model. And this was, I think, quite unexpected for me. I think we have just gotten used to the supremacy of Nano Banana Pro and Google in general when it comes to multimodality and image. But this looks to be the new state of the art. From the leaderboards, which just came out this morning from artificial analysis, you can see that it is both topped on image editing and text to image. On text to image, it is actually quite significantly higher on the ELO and just about a little bit higher on the image editing. And I think this goes to show how much they put into the actual text to image part of this and really wanted to prove that OpenAI is still a big player in image, even though they hadn't really done any innovation since April. This is from their own presentation, where they showed that given a quite detailed prompt, it could accurately render something like PDFs into images. Here the prompt was that it had the whole report and it should just recreate the front page of it with the table in the middle. I think this is quite impressive. Here also from their own presentation, it made this image from showing different ways of doing the Fibonacci sequence in code. And again, this is not only correct, but also quite detailed with no visible artifacts at all. They also had this a couple of comparisons with their old model and their new model. And here we can see just how much more real the new one looks. I think the old one also correctly presents what is in the prompt, but the new one just looks realistic. It doesn't have that now recognized image, OpenAI's image style. So I think this goes a long way for the realism. You can also see it very clearly on this next prompt here. Everybody who knows something about AI could look at the previous generation, see, oh, that's OpenAI's image model, because it just has this very clear style. And this new one is very clearly very real. And I think this is very awesome that we are at this place right now. I also made some price comparisons on the API side. Here I am comparing the 3 new modes for OpenAI's Image 1.5 model. It has low, medium, and high. And the low model is actually very, very cheap. And this is the first time we've had very cheap models from the big companies in a while. I think 1.3 cents an image is extremely cheap. And for the low version, and I have some comparisons coming up with how the low version compares to the high version. And as you can see, Nano Banana Pro is also very expensive. I think you can get 100 images for $15. That is extremely hard to make profitable in production for consumer applications. So I think having more option on very high level image editing is great. Here I have this very detailed prompt I made and gave to all the models about making a 4x4 grids with specific symbols in each grid. And here are the results. You can see that they actually all solve it quite well. I would say that they all would pass, but on the image low and image medium, you can see some artifacts here on the keys. The key and the maze is not, you can clearly see that there are some weird off artifacts. And even on the medium, these are not perfectly aligned. And I think this has something to do with not processing enough inference steps to really get like the details aligned. But you can see both Image-1.5 and Nano Banana Pro solve this no problem, no artifacts at all. On this next prompt, I wanted to test the model's ability to actually reason, because as most of us know by now, image models aren't just image models, they also have some reasoning part of it to enhance the prompt and think about what is going to be there. So I had this prompt about a chalkboard with detailed instructions and graphs on how to use Perlin noise, which is a type of random noise, for 3D world generation, and added how to use Perlin noise for cave generation. And we can see that they all also very well kind of solves it. We can see that the low version here has very hard problems with this much text. So the text is not good and will not pass a test. But the overall style and imagery is correct. It also had this weird problem where even though it was specified to generate a 1:1 aspect ratio, it just didn't. And I think both GPT, the medium one and the high one, does it perfectly. Nano Banana Pro also a very good pass. And I think this just goes to show how much is actually in the, I would say, pre-prompting or reasoning states of these image models, because the simulation of what would make a good infographic like this has to have deep world knowledge, I think only found in LLMs. Now for this last prompt, I think I've seen this benchmark on the web a couple times. I wanted to try it. Take a very detailed page from a manga and then make the image model, edit it, and color in the image, and also translate some of the text. On these tasks, the image model has to do a lot of things at once, and you can often see by how much detail and how much it colors and how much it translates on how well these it does. And here we can see clear differences. First of all, we can see the here on the image low, it actually forgets a box, and it doesn't translate quite all of the text. On the medium version, it colors in also perfectly. It does that on all of them, but it doesn't have the small figures, which is in the original. Here you can see this character says this and this character says that. And it doesn't correctly get those. It does that on the high version. And I would say this is a 100% pass, where all of the previous one is nearly there. But here we see on the Nano Banana Pro that here it doesn't translate everything. So the Nano Banana Pro, which is 15 cents an image, in my opinion here, is actually worse than the GPT Image-1.5 below. This is quite interesting to me. You can see that it's like translate everything up here, misses these down here, and also misses the character indications on these. So interesting to see that the low version, which is a factor, I think, how much is it, 100 times cheaper? No, just 10 times cheaper, is actually performing better here. So I'm like really looking forward to using these models and testing them more in production. I think the GPT Image-1.5 Low is extremely interesting. And to get this much image editing power, reasoning, and realistic image generation from such a cheap model will be extremely useful. And I'm very much looking forward to using it. And thank you for watching today.